Girls, so do y'all remember in season 1 when Melody and Martell had the interview down at the radio station and the radio host, Tony Terrell, looked at Martell and said, "I'm sorry, you a cheat." Let's talk love and marriage Huntsville. I am Brandiva and this is Pop Wisdom. And here goes Martell with this mindset that's been bogging me down, y'all. Like, it has taken me the longest to get these videos out to y'all because this dude's mindset. Martell said to Tony Terrell, my thing is like I told Melody, whatever happens in our house stays in our house, regardless of what. Ooh. Girl, this middle-aged man is telling his middle-aged wife, whatever happens in our house stays in our house. Who taught Martell this mindset? And he never grew out of it because everyone has been focused on his father not being present. I'm focused on who was present, who taught this man this. And then on top of that, for him to never develop in his own mindset, dude, sitting on a radio station thinking he's saying something profound. And this is not the first time we saw Martell saying this on the show. So Marceau went to talk to Melody at the office. He really went to meet with Martell. Martell wasn't there, probably was at the Paramore's house. So Marceau talked to Melody, and during their discussion, Melody told Marceau that old girl had recently called. Marceau asked Melody how did she know, and Melody said, because I answered it. Now, y'all, this is season 1, episode 16. This was when they were celebrating Jalen's 21st birthday, and all the guys took him out, right? So Marceau was talking to Martell, and he told Martell that he talked to Melody, and Melody said, oh, girl had called. And guess what Martell said? There go Mel, putting our business out there again. And then we saw Martell talking to Melody about it, and do y'all know that in this man's mind, he really thought Melody needed therapy because she was telling people that her husband was violating her boundaries? Martell sat there in his confessional and said, I guess Melody can't keep our business between us. She needs to talk to someone who can help. Girl, I'm like, Jesus, y'all, I can't. Like, I seriously can't. Like, can somebody type demented logic in the comments? You put demented logic, because that's what this is. I mean, Martell said Melody needed someone who could help her keep her mouth closed and stop talking about him cheating on her, his affairs. So now I'm wondering, y'all know where I'm going with this, to the missing mentor. Is that what she was supposed to do? Was the missing mentor, Nell Fletcher, supposed to teach Melody how to keep her mouth closed, keep it in her house, and wait it out until Martell was done? Because that's what Nell did. We all know that. She said on the show when Martell asked her in Houston, how long did she wait for Chris to come back? And Nell said 2.5 years. I'm done with that too. Because now it looks like things are becoming even more clear to me, knowing that Nell Fletcher said, Melody told me I ain't staying with my cheating husband because you stayed with yours. Now, doesn't it make sense? Like, why would those words come from Melody's mouth if Nell was not trying to encourage her to just stick it out, keep it at home, and wait on your husband like I did for 2.5 years. And then let's look at this too, that little Houston trip fiasco that Martell and Miss Nell Fletcher had going on in the living room. Let's take a look at that, because Martell asked Nell how long did she wait before Chris came back, and Nell said 2.5 years, and Martell went into a frenzy because Melody didn't wait on him. So was Nell the older woman that was supposed to talk to Melody and train her on keeping it in the household, while the older men was telling Martell to get NDAs and to not cheat with the woman that didn't have nothing to lose? Like, is this really what's going on in this world? So the older women are supposed to teach the younger women to suffer in silence and let men do what they do? Oh, okay. And then we wonder why we have shows like this with chaos in relationships and marriages, chaos in our households and in our families. Y'all, this is real life. Like, come on now, as triggering as it may be, this is real life. This is what's been going on within our community. We are teaching one another to be okay with being violated. We're teaching each other and our children in our households that it is acceptable to violate boundaries. We're teaching a cycle of violations, dysfunctions, and AB. Y'all know what AB is. So when I think back to Martell's interview with Queen Sheba, and he said he wants a woman that can protect him, this is where my thought goes to first. He wants a woman that's going to keep their business in his household. He wants a woman that's just going to hush and suffer in silence while he acts a fool and do what the heck he wants to. Because Martell told Melody right there in season 1, episode 16, if a husband or a wife does anything, you don't have to go and tell anybody. So hopefully you'll stop doing that. And y'all, just going back through and listening to these words come from Martell's mouth, y'all, that weighed me down. And I've never experienced this in any relationship in my life. So just to hear the words and gather the mindset and have that weigh me down, I cannot imagine what those of you who have experienced this have gone through. And after going back and researching and listening to Martell's mindset and his words, and then I'm looking at the show now with a new perspective, Melody Cherie was surrounded by people that contributed to the violations. Oh my God. And I can't help but to think that they contributed to it because guess what, y'all? We're teaching one another that this is normal, that this is acceptable, that this is how life is. This is the way it's supposed to be. Now, don't y'all want to change this junk for my Black community? Because I do. I'm sick of this crap. I've never experienced that, but to hear other people and to watch this on this show, look, y'all, get out these backwoods mindsets. We got to drop this junk. It's time to teach our next generations better. And we can start with the simple message that's in this video. Stop teaching our kids, our youth, what happens in this house stays in this house, because you are literally using intimidation to teach them to not ask for help when they need help. And you're teaching them to keep their mouth closed and not speak up when they see things are wrong or bothering them. And all of it is just coming from a place of knowing that whatever you said or did was out of place or wrong, and you don't want it to get out because you don't want to be scolded for it. Just like Martell. Just like Martell. Now, y'all know I want to hear y'all's commentary, so drop it down in the comments for me below. And I'm also looking for my next Pop Wisdom Highlights. And Pop Wisdom Highlights is something that we just started the other day over here on Pop Wisdom, where I will take your comment and I will share it on our community tab so we could keep the discussion going. Now, it's going to be a comment that will change our perspective, or like, baby, you just hit the nail on the head. That type of comment. Now follow me over to the next video and I'll meet you over there.